So given the fact that we already laid a foundation based on the fact that light travels on a straight line, we already talked about beams of light, rays of light. Now we can talk about one of the basic properties of light rays, which is called reflection. Reflection actually occurs when you have light traveling and is incident on a plane mirror, or let me say a smooth surface, and this is called I, this is called R. Now because there is a barrier, light is bound to travel backward, to travel back into the same medium. Now let me assume that light is traveling like this. If there was no barrier, light will continue to travel like this. But because of the presence of this barrier, the direction of this light ray is changed. And this is called reflection. It's called reflection. And an example of a very good surface that reflects light very well is called a plane mirror. But before I go deeper into that, I want to just say a few things. One is that if I have a surface or an object and I place it under the sun, the thing is that light would actually be incident, then reflected. But you see, some will also be transmitted apart from being reflected, and this means it produces heat. So we have to be careful about the kind of object that we are talking about. So, but we'll talk about a plane mirror. A plane mirror can actually reflect 95% of light. So that's enough about that. Let's go into more of the mathematics. Now, if I have a smooth surface like a plane mirror, and I have my normal, this is called the normal. The normal is perpendicular to both surfaces, right? So if I have a ray of light incident to the normal, so this is called the incident ray. When it's reflected, this is called the reflected ray. But you see, the angle the incident ray makes with this normal is called the angle of incidence. And the angle the reflected ray makes with the normal is called R, which is called the angle of reflection. And that brings us to an assumption that is that this phenomenon can be summarized into two things, and we call them the laws of reflection, which states that one, the incident ray, the reflected ray, the normal, at the point of incidence, all lie on the same plane. And that's true. You can see that both the angle of incidence, the normal, and the reflected ray are on the same plane. Number two is that the angle of incidence equals the angle of reflection. Mathematically, that is called I equals to R. So if I have the same surface and I have that the ray of light is incident at angle 30 degrees, this is called the angle of incidence. But what is the angle of reflection? So according to this principle, this law, we say since I is equal to R, R is equal to I, and R is also 30 degrees. So this is basically called the laws of reflection. In the next video, I'll talk about something different in a way that light behaves differently. Thank you.
This is Valdymas College of Advanced and Preliminary Studies. We do excellent A-level programs for guaranteed admission into 200 level. We are in the success business and we transform minds.